Thank you so much for the chance, moderator, to give my perspective on the student perspective and the youths. And before I start, my name is Gideon Kirui. I'm from the University of Nairobi, College of Agriculture and Veterinary Sciences. And on top of that, I'm also the chairman of the Students' Union at the college. And I would like to thank Awad for giving me this chance to give my perspective on the youths. And I'm going to go straight to the point because of time. But first and foremost, I would like to remind us, as I am speaking, I'm speaking on the students' perspective, and more so on the youth's perspective, on not only Kenya, but Africa at large. We realize that the youth participation in farming and in agriculture has not been so good. And why is this happening? This is because of lack of inclusivity. The youths have not yet been included, and they don't feel like they are part of it. And what I can tell you from the latest statistics, it shows that the average age of a farmer in Kenya, to be precise, is between the age of 50 to 60. What does that tell us? Where is agriculture coming to? And where are we headed to in the future? So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to give some of the challenges, what is really happening, what is causing all these. So, and the one major challenge is there's a program that we had started some time back with my students at the college. It's called Gardening for Kids. And we went to Aga Khan Nursery here in Nairobi. And after our interaction with the students, we found out that the students even don't know where the cabbage come from. You ask a student, where do you get the cabbages and the carrots? They tell you, we get them from the supermarket. So you can imagine, that leaves a lot to be desired. And from our interaction with them, we asked them, what do you want to be in the future? Some say pilots, some say doctors. No one will say he wants to be a farmer, or no one wanted to associate himself with farming or agriculture at all. So this means that there is a lot to be done. And if anything is to be done, it has to start from the grassroots. We have to go back to the small kids to develop a passion in them and to change their mindset so that one day, as they'll be growing, they'll have that passion for agriculture. Because there's no way we are going to train an old dog new tricks, right? So let me go straight to the challenges. And the first challenge is lack of access to land. You realize that our cultures, also in Africa, there's no culture that allows the youths to own land. And also from where I come from the Rift Valley side of Kenya, the Nilotes speakers. And land belongs to the father. And you cannot own land unless the father has told you take this. And because of lack of land, then you find that most youths are not practicing agriculture. And this brings us to if you get a chance to maybe lease a land, this brings us to the second challenge, which is lack of financial support. If you get the chance to have land, then where are you going to get the financial support to do production? And this is a very big challenge because you realize that youths don't have collaterals so that they can borrow loans and anything that will assist them. And then another thing is non-practicability of the curriculum. I'm a student, a fourth-year student doing agribusiness management, and what I can tell you for free is that, I'm sorry to use that term, but it is the truth. What I can tell you is that what we are learning is more theoretical. There's no practicability of it. And you find that agriculture, agriculture is both an art and a science. So I think we are learning more of the science than the art. And you see, the art is something that you develop out of practicability. And if you are not given that chance to do it practically, then it leaves a lot to be desired. And then the other thing is lack of hand-on skills in production. It takes us back to the curriculum. Because if you cannot get this chance to be at the farm, we have a very extensive farm at the college, over 647 acres of land, but most of it is used for research, but you rarely find an undergraduate student being engaged in this. So you see, there's no way you're going to get the hand-on skills. And you see, looking at the employability rate in Kenya, you find that the most vulnerable are the youths. So the only thing that you will do after you graduate is maybe go back home And if you don't have these skills, then it means there's nothing that you're going to do. So those are the challenges, and lack of exposure at an early age, I think I've explained earlier on. So we go next to the opportunities. What are some of the opportunities? All is not lost. As I mentioned the challenges, all is not lost. You realize that an African youth has very many things that can make him or her adaptable or more productive in agriculture. And from the challenges that we have just said, what do you expect for a woman who is experiencing these challenges? Because I've just talked about the youths in general, but you realize that youths comprises of both men and women. So you find that it's more even challenging for the girl child or for the women who are in agriculture. So for the opportunities, we have the large numbers of the youths, which is an outstanding opportunity, because you realize that in Africa, for every 10 people, 3 are youths. So this means that, and they are not just many, they are energetic, they are zealous, and they are ready to adapt technology. So they have big appetite also for technology. They are really ready to adapt technology. And if, maybe I can just tell you for free, I'm sorry for using that word, but I just had to use it. In this forum, I'm so happy for the award team, because they gave us, the students, the priority to be part of the ushering, exhibitors, social media managers, and even the photographers and videographers. And what I can tell you is that they are doing a very good job. We are now trending in Twitter. We are at number 1, award at 10. You can just look, check and take a look at it. So I'm so happy about the students. You see, they are adaptable. They have very big appetite for not only technology, but also they are ready to they really love and treasure social media. And social media is a great tool then for the youth. And that's why we need to use technology as a tool, technology and social media as a tool, because you realize that Kenya and other developing countries now are using technology and internet as a tool. So social media can be a source of information for even building capacity for the youth. So we have some platforms such as Mkulima Bora, whereby most of the youths go there to find knowledge, to read about articles and success stories of other youths. And from there, they go out and try out agriculture. So that is a very big tool. And so this tells us that there are some things that we need that need to be done so that so that agriculture can be something that will feed the future, because of the growing population. And the people who are going to do this are the youths. So some of the recommendation is change of curriculum. I know we have all stakeholders in agriculture here, and even the decision makers in the room, and I'm so happy to address all of you. So there is need to change the curriculum, especially for the postgraduate, for the undergraduate, that is university level. And also mentorship, it has been emphasized by most of the speakers here. Mentorship is key. There is need to change the mindset of the growing generation, and especially the young kids, because they view agriculture as a punishment. I remember when I was in primary school, when you do a mistake, you will be given a jembe and told to go to the farm and start farming. So that was a punishment. So everyone grew knowing that agriculture is not something that you want to associate yourself with. And then another thing is building capacity in agriculture. And as I said earlier, use of social media and also a change of curriculum can play a very big role in doing this. And then giving testimonials from youths who have done agriculture. As I was joining university, were it not for mentorship and testimonials from my friends, I would not have taken up agriculture. I would have ended up even dumping the course that I was called into. But because of the testimonial, and I'm very encouraged, I have a friend called Roger Skirwa. I just saw that he won an award of upcoming agripreneurs. So these are testimony to me, and it is really encouraging me, and plus other youths who are outside there. So I'm so happy for this opportunity. I'm so happy. to share with you, and I know maybe we're going to have a better future from this. Thank you so much.